When I'm good, I'm very good. But when I'm bad, I'm better.
I'm even better. What is up with my intro? Was it glitching for you?
It seemed like it was okay to me.
Oh, it must be just on my end. So hello and welcome. Sean, Potentially Criminal.
Yes, hello.
Slumming it. Well, thank you.
Well,
I hit you up on this just yesterday.
Yeah. Well, because it happened right before Flashcast started. This whole thing dropped.
Yeah, weird stuff. And this is not a gaming channel, so I'm gonna probably just do a quick little run through on who the guy is, just because it's not typical content for me. Sure. But I've been hanging out with a bunch of gaming channels and panel shows that cover this kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, this piqued my interest because everyone's talking about it, and there's like this legal component that piqued my interest. But yeah. Oh, before we get started, a couple of matters of housekeeping. Stormbringer is amazing, total legend, dropping memberships, and also Cat, not Stevens. Is that the name? Cat, not Williams. My bad.
Yes, Cat. Not that Cat Williams.
Not that one.
Yes.
But I gotta give Stormbringer his soundbite. He is always bringing it. He's awesome. But thanks, everybody. It's good to see so many people. I mean, small numbers for other channels, but it's good to see everybody on Sunday night. And before we get into Dr. Disrespect, I have this meme that I saw today that I thought you would appreciate.
Okay.
Hold on, let me share screen here. That's my email. Don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to give that away.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yes. Get a little instead of the Hawk Tua.
The Hawk Tua memes are out of control.
Oh, they're great. They are so good.
I love it when people do threads of them, so I don't have to just randomly find them. It just keeps scrolling and laughing. It's so great.
Yes.
Oh, so I want to be respectful of your time.
Sure.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with somebody that knows the law because, like I said, I've been following gamer channels and everyone has their ideas of what's legal, what's not, or what this could potentially mean, legally for the people making the claims, and also what kind of recourse could Dr. Disrespect have. But to start it off, I didn't actually know who he was.
Oh, you didn't? No. He's the two-time.
What does that mean? I've been seeing that everywhere, and
I forget, but if you watch him enough, he talks about it. Like he's the, he's been doing this forever. He's had this persona forever. I mean, he's one of the OGs when it comes to gaming. The guy's actually, unlike a lot of these people, he seems like he's shepherded his money. He's actually taking care of things. He apparently he's also like almost 7 feet tall or some crazy thing.
Oh,
like
really?
That. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's a 2-time blockbuster champ. Yeah, there we go. That's how we got the 2-time.
Okay.
But yeah, he's actually represented by like a real talent agency, like all kinds of stuff. You know,
and he started apparently in 2010.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. After he got out of college, like he was a basketball player for a D1 school. Like he's actually got a decent degree, and like yep.
And then he struck it big on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
is my understanding. And
Mm-hmm.
he left Twitch in 20.
Well, he was working. Well, he worked for he worked in the gaming industry. And I know it says here he worked for Sledgehammer. They did some of the Battlefield games and the Bad Company games, all that stuff. And then he started doing it on his own.
That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has how many subs does he have now? Because he left Twitch, and that's
well, Twitch.
Yeah,
well, him and Twitch had their little disagreement or whatever that was, and that caused a whole. That was a legal dispute that lasted for a couple of years, and then he came over here to YouTube.
Was there anything specific stated as to why he left, or they just kept it all?
No. Twitch nuked him, and he's like, I got released. Twitch didn't tell me what's going down, and then eventually they settled. After a long time, and then he came over here to YouTube and started doing stuff.
And he's back up at the 4 point some odd million subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, when you get that big, it's hard to just cancel you outright, right? People will follow you. They'll find you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So he had a shit ton of subscribers on Twitch, and then just disappeared. They nuked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so in the last 48 hours or so, there's been rumors about the reason why he was let go.
Yeah, so this guy, he claims he was he was definitely part of Twitch, was a fairly high up person in Twitch, had made the claim that he had sexted a minor, and that because Twitch had like a messaging app at the time.
And they refer to the communications as whispers, I gather.
Well, that's because that's what it was called. It was called Twitch Whispers. So it's just like you could DM through it. And they're claiming he did that. This guy's claiming he did it, and that's why Twitch nuked him. And now we're finding out this guy has said before, like there's a whole collection of tweets of him where he says, like, you book out my, venues for my shitty little band, and I'll tell you all what happened. So this guy, I said it last night.
Super sus.
I said it last night in Flashcast. I said, could it be possible? Sure. Could corporations be spending a lot of money to cover shit up? Sure, that's what they do. But at the end of the day, this smelled like a big shakedown, and I thought he was trying to shake down Dr. Disrespect at Twitch for some money, but it sounds like I think he was trying to bring attention to his band, which is...
That's pretty weak. I mean, to be throwing around the accusations that he is just to advertise a shitty band and like...
Yeah, well, I mean, this guy sounds like a major piece of shit. So... Not Disrespect, the guy who did it. Cody, what the hell?
Cody something?
Connors or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been wondering why he was permanently banned since 2020, and the possible reason may have been revealed, and it's not a good look, that he was allegedly
Cody Connors
trying to meet up with a 14-year-old at a next meetup or something. Keemstar, did you see Keemstar's video?
No, I didn't see that yet, but here is the guy's actual top tweet. Like, here's what he said last night. And then here he said, down here below, he's like, listen, if all 3 dates sell out, I'll tell you why he got banned. And this is something he said back in 2023. So if all the dates for his shitty little band get sold out, he'll tell everybody. Or, he's telling people, come to the shows for this band.
And that was in 2023. Apparently he didn't sell out.
And he did it again in 2023. Again, he's like, if that show sells out, I'll 100% explain why we banned him during the set. So, yeah. So this guy doing it now,
So why would he be doing it now? I mean,
because I think he's probably trying to gin up. I don't know if it's trying to help his band or if he's trying to gin up some money for himself. Who really knows? He sounds like a dumb.
Isn't it a little counterproductive though to go around making these kind of accusations when I mean isn't that lawsuit worthy?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
defamation?
it's definitely defamation. He's done it previously for his own financial gain, which is clearly malicious. Like, he's done it for his own self-promotion, which I would argue is the height of maliciousness now and the height of malice. Why hasn't anything happened to him? Because I think Doc might be kind of have his hands bound by his NDA. He also probably is like, piss on this turd. Who cares?
He's too big to be worried.
Maybe.
Like,
or it's just it's not something they could navigate around. And Robert's saying the court document's public. Him initially trying to go after Twitch but whatever they agreed to and settle privately is a private settlement with an NDA. So no, we'll never get to see it unless they agree to open it. So we'll never know.
Because of him saying this is the reason, then everyone's going, oh, wow, then Twitch is responsible for a cover-up of something that's criminal.
Yeah.
So,
which I could see them shaking. He could be trying to shake down Twitch for money. I mean, who knows? Who knows what he's trying to do?
But if Dr. Disrespect did do the things, people are saying that Twitch was involved in a cover-up of this crime. That's a possibility, right?
Yeah. When is corporations covering up crimes? You can Google that and find all kinds of stuff. I mean, that happens a lot. So
that never happens.
Yeah. I mean, they cover up murders. So,
well, yeah. Yikes.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, that's entirely possible. Is it probable? No. Is it likely? No. Is this guy just Cody Connors being a scumbag? Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that I was thinking too is maybe they could have or would have or did report it to law enforcement, and law enforcement was like, nah, not worth our time. With the evidence that they had.
Maybe, well, but I kind of get the idea that if he had proof sketchy shit had gone down, he'd be posting it, and it didn't happen. So I don't think it happened. Especially now, because now it's, Disrespect already responded, and he didn't immediately turn around and try to like blow him out or contradict him. Which if he did, if he had the goods, he would have probably done that, because that's usually how it works. You get that person to commit to a leak, and then you drop it. Once they commit to denying it, then you drip out more, and now they're stuck in a corner. And that didn't happen.
Yeah. So has that guy been pretty quiet since? Yeah.
If you go to his timeline, the other guy, there's the Cody Connors. Yeah, there's nothing else. He just says, fuck you, I was right, basically.
Okay. No receipt.
Oh, yeah, hold on here. Let's see. Which, this would entirely be defamation. It just
isn't worth his time.
I don't know. It might not be worth his time, or it just may not be, given what he's stuck with contractually. He might be limited. So here's the first one that he posted on the 21st. And that's the one we're talking about. And then he said later in that same thing, no one made the wrong decision. Fuck him and his boys. And he said that like 3 minutes later. So.
What do you think of Dr. Disrespect's response where he said no wrongdoing was acknowledged?
This one right here.
Yes.
That's the contract. That's his NDA. That's this language right here.
Oh no, it wasn't this one. It was this one. No wrongdoing was found, but in a different one. I don't know if it was before this one, but it really riled up everybody.
We'll take a look here. Hold on.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Because I don't see another one. This one though, like where Keem's in here and shit. So this must be it. I think you're talking about.
Here it is. This one here. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
1 second. Let's make sure this tab.
So he responded to someone else.
Yeah. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. People got really stuck on that wording.
Sure.
There.
Sure. Well, he's limited in what he can say. as far as his contract and the NDA is concerned. Typically, you guys agree to a language, you agree to a set thing. So let's say people asked Twitch like last week about their settlement with him or their agreement with him. They'd say no wrongdoing was acknowledged and our contract was settled. And that's all he can probably say until he gets clearance to say other things. So no wrongdoing was acknowledged and they paid out my contract. That's all he can say. Probably contractually, that's what you're stuck with this phrase. And that happens sometimes. Which generally isn't a problem because who knows what actually the issues were. And then Keem obviously gets involved here. And
have you watched this one?
I have not heard this, no.
Oh.
This Dr. Disrespect story is absolutely infuriating. All right. An ex-Twitch employee comes out and says that Dr. Disrespect was whispering to a minor and making plans to meet up with that minor at TwitchCon. And that's why he was banned from Twitch. And then went on to say that he's a piece of shit and his friends are a piece of shit and all that. Dr. Disrespect responds by saying, hey, look, I was found to have done nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. All right. He comes out with another statement. I did nothing wrong. Dr. Disrespect is not responding to the allegation. The allegation is that he whispered and tried to make plans to meet up with a minor at TwitchCon. That is the allegation from the ex-Twitch employee. He's not responding to that. When he's saying, I did nothing wrong, he's referring to the settlement.
Is that your take?
I mean, yes,
I didn't pick that up.
He's bound by the terms of the settlement on what he can talk about. Well,
but when he says I did nothing wrong, my brain is I didn't do the thing that I'm being accused of.
Sure, I agree, and that's what I would say. But for people, they want him to say no, this didn't happen. Once again, you are limited in your response. Your response, you contractually agreed for the $100 million or whatever the hell it was he agreed to get paid out for.
Do we know how much he got paid out for?
What I don't know what it was. I think it was at least like $20 million.
Significant.
Yeah, that's chump change for people like him. His agreement says you will stipulate if people are asked, your only allowable statement is no wrongdoing occurred. Nobody did anything wrong, and they settled my contract. So he's stuck. That's like you are stuck in giving this answer. This is the answer you have to give. That's all you're allowed to say about it. So that's what I would argue his initial explanation is there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like you've agreed to limit your response to the situation. So now that you've done that, you're kind of like stuck. And if that makes sense, it.
I wonder if he didn't know if it was a 14-year-old and then found out and thought that was supposed to validate age.
I mean, for right now, it's all bullshit, in my opinion.
We don't even know that a 14-year-old exists in this scenario. For sure.
So it's all unconfirmed bullshit. But no, the idea there was any wrongdoing, he's like, whatever contract terms are there, because we could say it's because he was actually broadcasting a number station for the Chinese, the Chinese CIA.
We don't know.
And all he could say is there's no wrongdoing alleged. Nobody, there was no finding of wrongdoing, and I got paid out my settlement. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that has to be, they were sodomizing unicorns on the floor of Twitch in the server room, and he's gonna have to say no wrongdoing is alleged, and they settled my contract until his legal team and Twitch's legal team get together and probably confirm a little more. And that's why he gave a bigger statement on the 22nd.
Yeah, somebody in the chat, I can't find it right now, but they had mentioned like all you have to do to ruin somebody's reputation, though, because you can't fight it. There's no way, especially if you're under an NDA, you can't talk about the case. There's no way to defend yourself, and to be fair, shouldn't have to defend yourself against the essay claims, the pedo claims or whatever. But you do in the court of social opinion, or social opinion, right?
What a public
yeah,
opinion.
public opinion. That's the one. Social credit score, public opinion, crisscross.
Yeah, you start hearing about the
yeah.
Chinese and they've already brainwashed you, Jess.
My brethren to the north of my ancestors. Yes.
Yes. But no, I'm curious to hear what the rest of what Keem's saying.
Oh, yeah. Play on.
He did a settlement with Twitch after suing Twitch, and Twitch countersued him, I believe, and they settled out of court agreeing with mutual statements that both parties did nothing wrong. That's a lawsuit. That doesn't represent what actually took place at all. Doc isn't responding to the actual allegation. All he's saying is, I did nothing wrong. We would have to have some type of definition from Dr. Disrespect. What do you mean by wrong? Is messaging a minor wrong? All right. Is like, you would have to do you see how many layers in the.
Here's what I'm surprised with Keem. He's a businessman. He does all this crap all day long. Contracts. He's, working on brands. He's got Happy Punch. He's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. He's moving and shaking and he's making it happen.
Know.
What?
So he should know how things work.
Well, I think he should, for him to say they probably have a massive NDA that says you can't talk about a goddamn thing involving us and you. So Keemstar is he ran Drama Alert, guys. He basically did a daily show about drama on YouTube and in social media, and he ended up running a YouTube content creator boxing thing, unlike Anissa and iDubbbz that actually makes money. And this dude's making bank. Keem is doing it the right way.
So is this just more drama farming for him?
I don't know. Or maybe he knows something else we don't know. Keem's pretty good about sources, so who knows what he's got going on.
Huh.
That's the other issue.
Illegal mumble bumbo and jumbo.
Reach. Sorry.
He's got a what? He has
Keem has reach. Yeah, he's got his sources.
Interesting.
That's happening here. He's not responding to the actual allegation. And all these people online are like, look, Doc's innocent. See, he said he did nothing wrong. He's talking about the fucking settlement. He's talking about the goddamn settlement with Twitch. He's not actually responding to what is being alleged. God, this is infuriating. It's so infuriating. Doc, give a real response to the allegations.
But he can't, though.
I think there's probably an issue. He's limited in scope. I think he's really limited in what he can do. So,
did you have any other things that you found?
Not really there. I mean, what did they want him? There's only so much he could say there anyway. And if he says that, even if he came out saying that, I'm sure a lot of people, and I don't know if Keem would be in that group, but there'd be a bunch of people saying you didn't go far enough. What didn't you cover? What didn't you cover? I'm just, actually, John's got a question. In your opinion, if you think Twitch found no wrongdoing, well, him and Twitch, because they countersued each other, would you think it would have hurt Twitch to keep him? For whatever reason, Twitch decided they fought, whatever reason they got rid of him, it could have been anything. It could have been that the guy in charge of Twitch accidentally saw him peeing in the bathroom and found out Disrespect's got a bigger dick than him, and he got upset about it. Who really knows? Who knows what reason it was? Disrespect's not there anymore. We don't know. And they settled it. And Disrespect's allowed to say, I was paid my contract in full. So I think he was likely, it's also the weekend. He doesn't necessarily have his, he was probably told stay within the bounds of the NDA till we can clear things up.
Do you anticipate another statement coming out, or do you think that it would be best for him to just drop it at this point?
Disrespect?
Yeah.
No, he made a second statement.
I mean, beyond that. I mean,
no, I think that'll be it. I think that'll be it unless somebody tries to drop more information.
And the other angle too that I was seeing some other people making comments about as far as like the privacy of DM messages on different types of, platforms or services. I mean, isn't there something in the fine print on every single one of those terms of service or whatever that nothing's private and they have access and
Oh
all
yeah,
that
like
stuff?
yes, you should
No
always
expectation of
assume,
privacy.
Unless you're writing out things on a pad of paper and you're sending it, even then that other person can betray it. I mean,
Sure.
anything you communicate to anyone else can be intercepted or can be disclosed.
So let's say like even like your Google Drive or your Dropbox or whatever, do those companies have, ultimate access? Like if there's a warrant, can they just go in and
Oh
access
yeah,
that
sure.
information?
All of them do. But I
Okay.
mean, here's the thing. When you see, like the only way to not have that be an issue is never use a computer. And that doesn't
Sure.
work. So yeah, but all these things, like people were freaking out about Adobe. But it's like if you go through Microsoft Word or any decent software you buy, they all have the same provisions. So it's not really a change.
Well, and even with Microsoft Word and all that, they have SharePoint now. They have shared drives. I mean, it's accessible, can be hacked, can be whatever, right?
Well, they all can be. They all can be.
Yeah.
They all can be.
I mean, it's not like the Microsoft Office of yore where you weren't able to like share and comment and all the other things, send links to your document and have real working documents with other people, right? It used to just be on your computer, not connected to anything, but everything is connected to the internet now. So nothing's private. And so somebody had made a comment though that I'd heard asking if Twitch or the employees that access that information could be held liable for whatever reason, but under that no expectation of privacy, that just falls flat, right?
You mean could you sue people for an expectation of privacy?
Well, let's say there were people that access his DMs. If those DMs exist, if they're even real, if
could
they
he sue somebody?
unauthorized,
Oh,
somebody that just didn't like him that isn't supposed to be accessing that.
Oh, so like the unauthorized access, something that they were allowed, the company's allowed to have, just not you privately.
Sure. Would
Like
that
it was
be an
done for
individual
private,
suit?
like you. I mean, if I'm Twitch, I would say too bad you signed up for that.
Sure.
And also, if it's really bad, there's nothing they can do. I mean, because let's say it happened. You try to run and sue people like, how dare you expose me doing that really creepy and illegal thing? Well, that's not going to work. So, like I said, guys, I don't think, it's clear it didn't happen based on the way this guy has responded in the past. And,
does he have tour dates coming up or something?
I don't know.
We looked into that. Maybe he's ramping up for another shitty tour. But other people have speculated too. It's because apparently Dr. Disrespect has also been vocal as far as like his political standings, not progressive stuff. So it could.
He's on the team of Leave the Kids Alone. Like him.
How dare he?
Yeah. How dare he not want kids to be groomed to turn into train wrecks?
Groomed and mutilated. Yeah, those are bad.
Yeah.
It's the 10,000 view. Employees may be subject to their own employment contract of NDA for or their talent.
Well, yeah, but remember, they might be, but that's going to be up to Twitch to go after him. So.
And again, I mean, ultimately, is it worth anybody's time?
Yeah.
Right.
We'll just go away, and it might just go away too, because it sounds like it's gone away before, because we never heard about it before. I mean, it happened last year, and we didn't. It happened twice last year. We didn't hear about it. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, this guy did it twice in a year, and nobody ever heard about it. They're like, fuck this guy, probably.
Yep. And then he started talking to the right people, or the people with the big mouths, right? And more reach and all that, whatever. And people looking for scandals. Somebody that just doesn't like him because of what he's been saying lately and going, oh yeah, let's fuck his life over. But like you said, if he just leaves it at that, this guy will go away, especially with, like you said, shitty tour dates, shitty band tour dates, whatever, and him using it to, get his attendance numbers up or something. It just makes him look like the loser that he appears to be. And it'll just go away.
Now like you can't trust that guy to keep anything private.
No.
Especially now that he keeps doing it.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
All the Microsoft cloud-based, yeah. Pretty much. Nothing's anonymous.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Doc has every right to go after him, but like I said, who knows what I don't know how that would work given his situation, but I think if this is blown up this big, because I don't think Doc has ever addressed this before, because the guy has only alluded to the reason why.
Okay.
I mean, this may open up, Twitch and him might say, fine, do what you got to do and crush this guy.
So if you have an NDA, you can't talk about said thing, but let's say Doc chooses to open up some sort of suit against this douchebag. Can he use the information that's under NDA in the court proceedings, or is that off limits?
Can Dr. Disrespect do that?
Yeah. Or is it still
if him and Twitch have an NDA and they don't agree on anything, Twitch will come in to stop him and say, look, this is privileged, protected information. We don't want him disclosing it. They would have the right to come in and say that unless if they haven't agreed to it. Now, whether or not how that's all going to go, I don't know how a court will rule on that for him. But yes, Twitch would have the right to come in and say, hey, whoa, time out. You can't talk about anything with your time there because here's your NDA. Now, the NDA would become itself public and we get to see the agreement. So who knows what that is right now? Yes, and that was a funny one where he was just the cameras following him around and they weren't even paying attention. And the guy followed him in the bathroom and he immediately got kicked out of E3.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yes.
Has the Washington Post reported on any of this? I don't pay attention to the Washington Post. I mean, it's not likely to make major news networks news, right? I mean, he's massive, but
remember the Washington Post is owned by Bezos, and Twitch owns Amazon, or Amazon owns Twitch, so they're not going to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
So
Unlikely.
I know you meant papers in general, but
specifically them, no, not likely.
Yeah.
Razor believes WAPO.
Yeah. So no, it's just this one is very interesting the way it's going down.
They asked to have the court seal the record.
It's going to be really hard to do that in a case like this. It's, court, why are we sealing it? And it's information like that won't generally get sealed out. So
what record? So, but that would be from the court records, right? Like keep it.
Yeah, like the court
from anyone else.
The court would seal it all up, and they'd say like nobody's allowed to look at it. Twitch might try to get stuff filed under seal, meaning that only the parties involved can access it. But that's a very tough. Trade secrets, personal identifying information, medical documents, privileged information. That stuff can be all day long filed under seal. But, if Twitch is going to come in and scream about their NDA and then all the other stuff, yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, if I was Twitch, I'd be doing it.
And I mean, at the end of the day, for a civil suit like this, though, this dude doesn't have a bunch of money. And it's not about the money. It's about being proved right.
Oh, yeah.
It was wrong,
and that's where, like I said, and Doc might just be like, fuck it, we ignore it for a day or two. It'll be gone. Like, we'll be on to something else. By Thursday night, we're going to deal with the presidential debate. Like, this will be old news. So there's the 24-hour news cycle has many gifts. He has many curses, but many gifts as well.
So unless there actually is anything to be leaked and does in fact get leaked, it'll go away.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's easier that way.
Not worth the time. I mean, and you have to spend money, a lot of money, to push these things through. For what? Be like, oh yeah, we were right. This ass hat was full of crap.
That's entirely. What's that?
Oh, just to say, sorry.
I guess only the local DA would have to charge Dr. D based on evidence of the victim. Well, it all depends. I mean, if this was true, there could be federal issues because if that minor is across state lines, there's all kinds of problems and issues with this stuff if it were true. But, Yeah, none of it's going to be true at this point.
And that was 4 years ago. She'd be 18 now if she existed. I'm sure it would be easy for her to do the cash grab thing. Rex checking in more. Hey, Sean and or Moxie, are either of you going to be streaming the show? Because hearings for the
Yes,
I'm
gonna stream that. Yeah, that's the one where the judge has threatened to put people in jail if they don't tell them. They don't tell
how
the
they got
judge. How they got the information. So
what's the status of that? Because that's the last.
It's all up in the air. It's all up in the air. The attorney, the Supreme Court of Georgia, intervened and said, "Hey, attorney, you don't have to go to jail. Don't worry about it till we're done." So that's all on pause. And everything else is kind of like in a big holding pattern for the next 2 weeks because they're taking like a 2-week break because there's all this, all these interviews they have to go through. So the judge told the jury to go home for 2 weeks. So.
Okay. So that was the last I've seen was the last anyone's seen.
Yeah.
As far as...
Yeah. It's all just kind of like just floating right now.
Interesting. And when is it starting back up?
Like 2 weeks.
Oh, another 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. Any other exciting trials going on? I mean, Karen Reed's been going on for what?
Karen Reed, days? And we finished. Well, day 29 was yesterday, or day 29 was Friday. Day 30 is Monday, and the prosecutor. Oh my God, they are just eating shit. We watched the last little bit of Karen Reed today, and the cell phone guy just blew them out of the water. And so, I mean, it's. I'm not even to the point of they can't prove it. I just don't think she did it. So that's how far along I am on this. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I haven't been able to catch the entire streams. I'm trying to keep up here and there, but it just seems so insane. Like,
it is. It's very insane.
It seems like a total shit show. Like, how did they? How did they think they'd get a conviction out of this?
Well, remember, they to get it to sustain a case, your threshold is under the ethical rules, you have to be able to support it with probable cause. And think of beyond a reasonable doubt as like 85%, 90% sure.
Sure.
Probable cause is like 30% sure. You're like, yeah, it's probable. Yeah, we kind of think this happened. So they have enough to say, yeah, we think this kind of happened on its face. But I think a lot of this is, if you were to talk to them at the beginning of the trial, they thought they had it all. And they thought all these issues were kind of not big deals. I still think this is a valid case. I still think they can get the jury to believe them. So it's not a surprise that they're going to keep going. But yeah, that's where Turtle Boy got attacked today. Ooh, interesting.
I haven't heard about that yet.
No, well, he needs to be careful. Like I said, I think he did some dumb stuff, but he's done a lot of good. But he needs to be very careful. I don't want to see him go to jail.
No. Karen retrial is too epic. DA and police really boggled up the investigation. It'll be a Netflix movie in the near future.
You can't make it a movie because it's too. Hey Jeff, it's too ridiculous. If you had tried to tell me this was going to happen, I'd have been like, "There's no fucking way this works." Or like what's happening in the Young Thug trial. Like if you told me a judge would have done all this, I said, no, that's impossible. No, no. If you told me you put that in a movie script, I'd laugh at you and say it's unbelievable.
Right?
That's how bad it is. So yeah, that's the problem with these two cases. They're so outlandish. You can't agree. You can't believe in them.
Do you think in the Young Thug case that judge is going to be able to live it down as far as like, is it going to help hurt his career?
Oh yeah, I think he's going to face severe discipline from the bar. I hope so. I mean, I get George is corrupt and all, but like he should be facing severe bar discipline for what he did.
It's insane
because he has damaged not only that state but people watching this across the country. The faith people have in the court system.
Ruined.
So he's done untold damage.
Unbelievable. Hey, EDW Raptor, thank you for the gifted membership.
Oh, there. Subs, let's go.
Oh, goodness.
He's a good guy.
Legal Vices is slumming it. It's probably for the end of his workday.
Yeah, he is. It's Monday over there. Well, actually, no, he's just starting it because it'd be like 11 o'clock there, I think, or 12 o'clock there. Yeah.
Oh, maybe almost lunchtime.
Yeah. And also they're getting ready. Yeah.
They're getting ready for what?
Well, no, I was going to say EDW Raptor is helping trying to genocide all the gray names in your chat and make them green. Jeff says, start of the day.
There you go.
Jeff's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, I mean, after the epic Friday stream.
Yeah.
#1 in super chats for the day in the US.
I saw that. Yes, that was pretty
remarkable.
Cool. That was pretty. You VTubers. Yeah. That was so neat to watch.
Did you watch the end? The last I had to speed watch the last 20 minutes or so because
I did. It was pretty good.
It was amazing.
Yes, it was. It was a very, very good one.
That ex-Atlanta judge Christina Peterson got arrested after
that's a big scandal down there too. She got arrested in Juneteenth celebrations.
Saw that video today. She had her wig torn off and everything.
Her weave. It wasn't a wig, it was a weave, probably.
Her weave, my bad.
Got all ratchet. Yeah.
So she just got arrested for fighting or what? Attacking an officer or something?
I don't know exactly what she got charged with, but yeah, it's not good. A bunch of assaults and batteries.
Oh, yeah, here she is. Oh, there she is.
As the Paris Summer Games approach, the Salvation
Get out of here, ads. Let's see. She was 3:18 in the morning on the 20th. While assisting security and attempting to de-escalate the situation, an unidentified female later identified. Oh, wait, is it going?
I think there's a mugshot down below.
Body cam video of Judge Christina Peterson.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, make that full screen.
Thursday morning, 11 Alive Teresa Bowles watched this more than 2 hours of body cam footage, and she has the latest.
The cover-up is always worse than the initial mistake.
A tale of two different stories. The Atlanta Police Department versus Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson. Peterson's attorney, Marvin Arrington, says he's still sifting through the 2-hour body camera footage of her arrest less than 2 days after it happened. He says something isn't adding up.
We already see inconsistencies. We know that the information that was provided to the judge is now being changed or updated.
Here's how a spokesperson for the Atlanta Police Department tells it. Thursday, around 3 a.m, Officer Keith Wadsworth responds to a commotion outside of the Red Martini Lounge in Buckhead. There was some sort of dispute with the woman seen here. Then Peterson allegedly screamed, interrupted the officer, and, quote, forcibly pushed the officer in the chest and kept swiping his hands away as he attempted to assist the female being escorted out. No. Peterson is then accused of pushing the officer again, and that's what led to her arrest. However, in the warrant, Wadsworth said under oath that he was struck, quote, with a closed fist. Plus, in the footage, you hear Wadsworth say several times, that he's been punched.
There is no punching or hitting of any officers.
You can see an arm here, but it's difficult to tell.
Yeah. Well,
what I was going to say, his client is a good Samaritan who was simply trying.
Like, she looked like she was pushing him away.
Well, maybe. I don't even know that. The fact that they have these other body cams and none of them, they didn't release any of it showing her striking them, shows me it's probably bullshit. But she's being a good Samaritan. The cops are arresting someone. There's nothing to good Samaritan. When the cops are doing work, leave them alone.
Back up.
Yes.
Trying to break up the dispute where a man attacked a woman. He has reason to believe the commotion happened while the crowd was waiting in line by a food truck, not inside the lounge. But the story doesn't stop there. Next, Peterson spends more than an hour in a police unit, sometimes hurling profanity at Wadsworth. and refusing to identify herself.
I need your name and date of birth.
You should have known that when
Plus, nothing came up with the finger scan. Several officers appeared to try to reason with Peterson, but that's why there's an issue while processing her. Eventually, she's driven and booked into the Fulton County Jail and now faces battery against a police officer and felony obstruction of law enforcement charges. Though the body camera shows Officer Wadsworth telling Peterson she was arrested for
Disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct.
Arrington
here's the
says
thing.
the video
with that. They can charge her with, they could say we're arresting you for disorderly conduct, and then they can decide later, yeah, we're going to upgrade your charge. Or the prosecutor say, yeah, charge him with something else. I mean, you can get arrested for disorderly conduct and then find out you're getting indicted for murder. I mean, that doesn't, it's not really a bar on that. If there's like the police putting in the report isn't the end all be all. They're not the final charging authority. So who really knows?
Yeah, a judge should know better.
Well, yeah, she should have known better to not. I'm being a good Samaritan by doing what? Interfering with an arrest? You know, that's where. But you know what? The cops, it does seem like they bullshit a little bit there. Like, did they really get punched? Like she hit them with a closed fist. Notice they don't say she punched them. It's she hit them with a closed fist. So like, you know, was it like a little kid when they're like, they have their fists closed and they're like crying and they're like hitting you with their fist? Yeah.
Sure.
What does closed with a fist mean? So
yeah, creative writing. I used to work as a dispatcher for a few years, and growing up, my dad was a CHP officer back in the 70s, so I had a healthy respect for law enforcement. Never had any contact with them except for speeding tickets or whatever. But I started losing respect for police officers once I started working with them, because specifically the creative writing that they would do, and they would talk about it openly. Oh yeah, this guy was an asshole to me, so I'm going to add this, and get really flowery with the language, right? Because I would proofread the reports, and it's like, really?
oh yeah, that happens.
It happens all the time. So yeah, punched, hit with a closed fist. It's like, really though, what happened? And
what does that
fortunately
mean?
They all have body cameras in different angles, so truth will out, I guess.
And if they had the goods on this judge, they would have already said, like, look at her being all nasty ass and ratchet. But they don't have that, so that tells you a lot.
Yeah. I mean, does it put the DA in a weird spot to dismiss it or say we're not going to prosecute because it's a judge? Would it put that, prosecutor in a sticky situation to not proceed with it?
Well, I mean, it really depends on how. Oh, sorry. It really depends on how, like, what's there. I mean, if this is all they have, I think people would expect him to dismiss it or make her just eat the disorderly conduct, because, yeah, she's being disorderly, she's interfering with an arrest, but that's about it. So I could see that happening. But yes, it's also Fulton County, so people are going to be like, this is par for the course.
I don't know enough about Fulton County, but I guess it has a reputation.
Fulton County, Georgia is hideously corrupt. But that's, there's corruption everywhere, but like in Georgia's a notoriously corrupt state, but it's been that way for, ever.
Fill your tank before you get there and don't stop for lunch. Just keep on moving. Okay. Let's see what the rest.
Oh, and contradictions.
The Dukes of Hazzard was set in Georgia, so Boss Hogg. They came up with that from somewhere. Yeah, them Duke boys.
Fair.
Left him wanting more, and he believes it will all make sense in the end in court.
We look forward to the day of these charges being dropped.
Our thanks to Teresa Bowles for that report. Arrington says that he wrote a letter to the Red Martini to preserve all evidence, as he believes other footage will help in Peterson's
And that will be very helpful.
Yeah.
It will be critical to see what those other cameras show. Because without them, because I'm like I said, I could see it being like she pushed off of one of them with a closed fist or whatever it is. She struck me with a closed fist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So silly question, but
sure.
I'm silly. So judge gets arrested for something like for this. She gets arrested.
Yeah.
Is she allowed to return to work as a judge, or does it have to be?
Yeah. There's nothing stopping her. innocent until proven guilty, and she's not going to preside over her own case. And then she's a
Right.
probate judge, so she's dealing with people like wills and stuff. So,
Oh, okay.
oh,
So,
and J-Rock,
no
J-Rock
conflict.
well, and also J-Rock is from that area. He is an attorney down in Hotlanta, and he
Hello.
says it's Douglas County. They ain't dropping it. Okay, they ain't dropping it.
Okay. I mean, what if the charges remain what they are? Like, how severe the penalty for something like that?
Yeah, I mean,
would
like she's she's a first-time offender. She doesn't have a prior record. Not a big deal, if anything.
Okay. So, I mean, performative at this point. Like,
Yeah, this is all just theatrical by the state.
Oh, joy.
Mhm.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
What do
So.
you have? You said you have streams coming up this week.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Got
this
Karen
week?
Reed tomorrow morning, starting at 9.
Are you doing it live?
Yes, we'll be doing it. Okay. We're doing it live, chat. Alec Baldwin tomorrow afternoon has his final hearing again, trying to get his case dismissed. It's not going to work. We sat there on Friday, and that was a big mistake. I thought it was going to be good, but it fell apart. So there's nothing. There's no there as far as things are concerned.
Is this another 580W Raptor? Or is it just prompting me again? Either way, thank you. Turn everybody green.
I think he's got like 15. Yeah. Can we hit the goal, chat? But yes, he's set for tomorrow. Then the 25th, Judge Glanville's doing the Young Thug contempt hearings. And Thursday night is the debate.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
It's a busy time.
Yes.
Abnormally busy, or?
I mean, it's a bunch of stuff. We're also waiting on all the Supreme Court decisions. So, like, the Trump immunity case is still out there. And then also the one for whether or not this will change, whether a lot of January 6th defendants can get their convictions overturned. We're still waiting on that one too. So
okay,
there's a couple things we're waiting on that are actually kind of big, but we'll have to see. Maybe not even this week.
So there's J6ers that are still in there, huh? What do we have, like a ballpark figure of how many J6ers are still incarcerated?
Still in jail. I don't know. There's still like a number of them. That number is dwindling, but the feds have said this was last year. They were looking at another 2,000 people they were going to go after. So, yeah, they're still rounding people up. They're finding people. Yep. And now they're going after people who are just on the grounds and not even in the Capitol or on the Capitol, but were nearby. I guess.
Wasn't Owen Schroyer one of those?
Yeah. Owen Schroyer, yes. And that's why he went to jail for 60 days, because he already was on probation for a prior case.
But he didn't even go beyond the barriers, is what.
That's correct. But he already had a prior causing issues in Congress case. And they used that to hammer him for 60 days.
The rounds.
Yes, the grounds. The grounds. Yes.
Bulldozer, welcome. Oh man. Well, thanks for the stream. I don't really have much else to say. You kind of like nipped all of that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to crush it. Like that.
No.
Saying, yeah, it's.
No, I mean,
it's a bunch of crap, and yeah, Dr. Disrespect might be limited in multiple fronts given what he is involved with, and then also by this time, like Friday, nobody here is going to remember it. So
unless there's actual, unless there's actually something to leak.
Well, like I said, I bet the money in my wallet that that's not the case. So
same,
yeah,
because they would have done it already.
Yeah, it would have been time to get off the pot, but this guy's already done this before, so that already helps make it clear he doesn't have anything. So
fair. Legal advice is, damn, Sean being efficient and on point.
I know, surprisingly,
Absolutely.
consider how long my other streams go. Especially my Thursday night one.
Are your do you have a regular Thursday night stream?
Yeah, every
that you
Thursday,
just-
9:30. Yeah, every Thursday, 9:30.
weekly? Recap?
We do. Yeah, we do it weekly. We kind of recap a lot of things. Like, we'll probably recap Care and Read because it will be done and in the jury's hands at that point. But there's already a couple things to talk about. Obviously, anything from the Supreme Court that drops. There was a case of fake electors getting indicted out in Nevada. That case got dismissed by the judge who said it's wasn't proper, and because of statute of limitations, it's done. I was going to cover this Atlanta judge getting arrested. Hopefully, there's more out by then. And then, just other stuff that happens this week. If there's anything on the
recap, because there's way too much going on to be able to catch every stream.
Yeah,
so I appreciate recap.
Yeah, there'll be some Young Thug updates. If there's anything on the RQ, we'll address that when that happens too, if it does happen.
Wait, did you have any other streams tonight that you're going to?
Nope. You were it.
This is the last stop. Wow.
Yes.
Such an honor. Well, thank you so much again.
That's
this
the
was
last.
very helpful. You know what? I cannot say that's correct without saying it in your Stormy Daniels voice.
That's correct. Well, that's Chris Farley from Billy Madison when he's.
That's right.
But where are your
Spanish
dogs?
Inquisition or something?
Oh, it's there. Oh, I can see your dogs now. I thought that was just like a towel behind you. But
it's a potato dog.
I saw the ear move. So
2 more.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't see him. Like, where are the dogs?
They're snoring. I have to use NVIDIA broadcast because their snores are so loud.
Oh.
And then I switched to NVIDIA broadcast because people had complained, and they're like, "The snoring." It's like, I can't make you people happy.
Can you turn it off, the filtering, and now you get the snoring for like a minute or two?
I should do that as a special if we reach a certain amount of likes or something. You get the snorks.
Also, does one of them wear a shirt? Do you make one of them wear a sweater?
I have put them in sweaters before, but it's been a while.
It looks like, the last time we were on with Jeff, it looked like one of them was wearing a sweater and the other weren't. And I'm like, why does only that one wear a sweater?
No, that one's just black.
Oh, okay. No, that's not that one.
I'm joking.
Does that one steal the other one's bikes?
If they had bikes, probably would. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever's left of it. And be sure to follow all the things that Potentially Criminal Sean is doing. He's professional and concise and efficient. So
thank you. I try to be.
Yeah. Excellent job. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for all the super chats and all that stuff. I'm still new to the whole monetize thing and people actually doing stuff like that. So I'm awkward about it still, but I really do appreciate it. And you guys are the best. So I'm going to leave you with a very special outro. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Lesbians.
Oh, no. That wasn't the right one.
Oh, well, that's a good one.
Lesbians. All right. This time it's for real. Okay. Good night.